Good morning, everyone. My name is Sean from IK Academy, and I warmly welcome all of you to this Learn with IK Live series. And this webinar is going to be entitled Post-Project Review, or PPR. And for your information, this webinar is organized by iClub by IK, which is our IK Academy community page on Facebook. And also for your information, this webinar is a part of our live streaming series that's going to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you know anyone that might be interested, please invite them and share this webinar around. Now, a little bit about iClub. iClub by IK is going to be a portal, a place where we nurture and create a community of like-minded engineers. So once again, we'd like to invite everyone to be a part of iClub. All you need to do is search up for iClub by IK in Facebook and click on the join button. It's completely free, and you can immediately be a part of this online community. Just some admin announcements now. As a friendly reminder to all of you, please register yourselves through Eventbrite and make sure that you don't miss out on any notifications about upcoming events, future webinars like this one, and also some special events or up-to-date information regarding IK. Now, as you watch the webinar, if you have any questions about our community pages, our social media presence, or even just about our products in general, make sure you post those comments and questions in the either the comment section or the chat functions. And when you do, please tag your post with hashtag IK Academy. That's IK Academy, one word. Right, so as you guys are watching this, welcome to those of you that are just joining us. I'd like to give also a brief introduction about IK in general. What do we do? So really, our main purpose as a technical training provider is to transform engineers into greatness. Our ultimate goal is to build and inspire greater engineers for a greater world. We want to be able to integrate the knowledge that we share with you today and in future events to really be a force for good. Because when you think about it, engineers in our world are inventors, designers, and builders of the modern age. Engineers build the world around us. Hence, we believe that building greater engineers will result in a greater world. Another thing you'd like to know about us is that we are completely brand neutral. Neutrality is seen as a very top value that we hold dear. And we have a strict focus on education. That's why we're hosting this webinar for all of you today. Our training programs cover a wide range from power maintenance, the environment, building facilities, project management, and more. And we are committed to providing you with the best learning experience. So once again, please like and share this live webinar with anyone you think that could benefit from today's session. You may click on the share function and share it directly to your social media pages, or share the link on common chat programs like WhatsApp, Telegram, Line, and so on. So before I invite and introduce our guest speaker for today's live webinar session, could everyone here please type hashtag IK Academy, one word, into the comment section to show your support and your attendance. So I'm going to give everyone just half a minute to go ahead and type that in. Type in hashtag IK Academy, one word. That would be super if you could do that. So as you guys are typing hashtag IK Academy into the comment section, I'm going to briefly introduce our speaker and the topic today. Today's webinar topic is Post-Project Review, PPR, and it's going to be hosted by our guest speaker, Dr. GP Chandran, who's going to share his vast wealth of knowledge and experience with us today. Now, Dr. Chandran has more than 25 years of experience in managing projects and training programs in various industries in several countries. His work experiences in engineering, manufacturing industries, system integration, and also project management is truly vast and impressive. He has successfully implemented strategic management initiatives and balanced scorecard initiatives in several organizations. He's also the chapter president of the American Academy of Project Management here in Malaysia, in Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. At present, he is involved in consulting several SMEs in implementing strategic management projects, a Malaysian Productivity Cooperation Initiative. He's also involved in similar projects in the Philippines. He specializes in total productive maintenance and specific management areas, and has spent the last decade of his career actively involved in training people. He takes a pragmatic-centered approach, and Dr. Chandran shares his personal experiences during the training. So we're very excited to have Dr. GP Chandran here with us today. Dr. Chandran, please go ahead and unmute yourself and turn on your camera.
All right. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chandran. Go ahead and everyone.
Right. Good morning, everybody. I don't have to introduce myself. Sean has already did a very good job. Thank you, Sean. Okay. Managing projects successfully. What is managing successfully? What is success? Basically, projects, we are looking at what we want to do. The cost, it depends on who is looking at. Either the cost, the time, okay, and the scope. So this is the main thing. If you complete all these three successfully, then it's a successful project. Okay, meet what the thing set there. All right, before that, successful projects are those projects must have a business need. Why projects happen? It's a business need. All right.
Sorry, Dr. Chandran, don't forget to share your slides with our viewers so they can have a look.
Oh, okay. I thought I shared already.
There you go.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Right.
It's working
All
now.
right.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. Successful projects. All right. Every project must have a business need, business case. Okay. So the project must meet the business requirements and are delivered and maintained on schedule, delivered and maintained within the budget, and deliver the expected business value. People who invest in project, okay, they want return on investment. All right. So successful projects must these are the basic minimum that you must meet. So post-project review, sometimes we call it, some people called it post-mortem. I don't want to call it post-mortem because the project is still alive. Okay, it is not dead, then we see. This one we want to know, post-preview is why. Okay, why we want to do the review so that future projects will be successful. A mistake can happen only once. If the mistake is repeating, then there is something wrong somewhere. That means we never learn from the mistake. Another term that the Japanese use is learning from mistake. Okay, so before you start the project, we want to know what is it there. So this PPR, okay, we are looking at it is one of the important tool, okay, in project management. Okay, it's actually PPR supposed to be the, should be an important tool, because project management, the process of planning, monitoring, and all those things, at the end, we want to know. So it's a primary tool for incorporating actions or the day's events into the learning cycle. Okay, part of the project cycle, there should be a learning cycle. Provides the forum, all right, determining the roots of the team performance. All projects have project team. Okay, so sometimes there is also conflicts. All right, so James Lewis say projects are people. Projects are actually all about people, how people are doing it. We don't have the technology yet to do the robots to go and do the project, or the software to do the project. We have software to monitor the projects, but doing it, inputting the data into the software is still people. Okay, so the project team is actually very important. The team perception provides the practice for the team communication and conflict resolution between the team members. Communication, okay, project managers must spend 80 to 85% of their time in communication. Because projects are people, it's all about people, so it has to be communicated. Communication has to be two-way. So this is the thing that actually we are going to look at. All right. So the guidelines, PPR should detail the actions of the team assigned, okay, the technical team, operational, human element, okay, of the team performance, okay. Both good and substandard performance, okay, should be addressed and analyzed. Okay, the review is actually we analyze what went wrong or what did not go as we planned. All right, so each of these PPR may vary widely depending upon events. In project management, there is capturing lesson learned. Okay, that's one of the theory in project, any standard. Okay, either you look at PMI, Prince2, APM, any of these standards, actually they have lesson learned. But what we do with this at the end of the project or after the project complete? Some have no time. Once this project complete, the next project is waiting, okay, to start. Project manager is also busy, all right? It has to start the next project. There are project managers, while this project is in the closure, they are already looking into the initiation of another project. This is what reality happens out there. So here we want to look at what is to be discussed, okay, during the PPR. It can be anything, the technical performance, what's required, communication, okay, perceptions, environment problems, stress impacts, all the thing that happened, all the thing has been captured in the lesson learned. Okay, this is the lesson learned. All right, it's captured. This is what we actually want to look at. Okay, and we want to look at answers the questions, the 4'W. Okay, what was planned? There are projects which is actually not planned properly. Okay, failing to plan is actually you are planning to fail. Okay, this is what we people in the project, if you've been in the project for a few for time, you already know what was planned and what really happened. Okay, what really actually happened and why did it happen that way? Okay, and what can we do better next time? Okay, this is the, so PPR is either you can say part of or is actually the continuous improvement. Okay, we don't want the same thing to repeat, the same mistakes to repeat, and we don't want to be doing the same thing again and again without improvement. So the one of the key word in today's management or in the business world is continuous improvement. There are sometimes your clients or your end user may ask, what is your continuous improvement process? Do you have a continuous improvement process capturing? Okay, what are the things to do? So we want to know what can we do better. This is the most important thing. What was planned? What happened? Okay, why didn't happen? You have to know. Okay, otherwise, but don't so much say because this happened, because that happened, that is why it did not happen. Okay, but what can we do better? We don't stop at the W number 3. Okay, we still go to W number 4. Say, what can we do better? right? The some of the things that we keep in PPR, okay? Keep it simple. The project team, especially after the project complete, at the end, it will take some time, okay? Because you want to hand over, and the project, the other side project will be, the project that you complete will have teething problem. Okay, so the team have to also attend to all these teething problems. So when you call for a meeting to have this review, they won't have time. So the timing is important. But during the time, one of the things is that don't over analyze. Okay, don't divert or go off the track into another area, start talking. So short of catastrophic problem that really needs to be torn down, break it down, okay, discuss only the most important factors, then move along. And don't make it a blaming game, a blaming meeting. Oh, this one because this you did not do that. This one because he did not do that. He or she did not do that. This one because she didn't do that. Okay. So in some cases, like I say, we need to have a guide or the limit of discussion so it does not get too deep and then becomes too personal. And whoever leading this PPR, okay, have to be a person experienced enough to resolve conflicts, manage the meeting. Otherwise, everybody will be sitting there and blaming each other, shooting at each other, and nothing gets done. All right. In the end, it becomes a no output from there. Okay, don't allow PPR to bog down with the trivia, unnecessary details that do not relate to the team's action. Okay, and the other time, when we say the team's action, sometimes the team, you have a internal team, your own project team, and you also have a external team, the vendors, the contractors. Okay, and some now in say certain projects, depends on the type of project that you're doing, it may also external impacts caused by external, can be the regulatory body, okay, or external can be cost, currency fluctuation. You see, one of the things that we learn, another thing, external things can be the pandemic. You see, there are projects which actually stopped during the pandemic, and then after some time we realize, and then they start during the lockdown. Okay, so all these things happen, but then we cannot keep on blaming it. We say, okay, this already happened. This is what has happened. Let's look at what can happen. Timing the PPR. So PPR, we can call this is a learning tool. Okay. Time it occurs, the team is ready to able to learn. Okay. And the leader or the supervisor, the project PM, okay, you need to plan the PPR so that it can be effective as possible. The bottom line, okay, general PPR conducted immediately after the shift that provides the best learning. Immediately, people still remember. Okay, in my experience, we were used to do what those days many years ago. We used to do learning from mistake. After the project, we do learning from mistake because during the project we capture lesson learned, okay, or learning from mistake. But when we want to do the review of the project, keep on postponing because this person is busy, that person is busy, this person is busy. Okay, keep on postponing. So the leader have to somehow pull the people together, do it immediately. All right. So unless the team feels the associate event, they are very strong team members will not retain an emotional memory for too long. Some things happen. All right. If some emotional arguments happen during the project, then you have to manage it how you want to do it. Any kind of conflict. Okay. So emotional memory in human factors performance is important. Okay, for effective learning. Human naturally, if you pinpoint something that the other person has done wrong or forgotten, okay, after that, whatever the person already shut off. Okay, after that, whatever you input, it is not going to register in their mind because they are already emotionally affected. So leading the PPR, you must have some capability to manage conflict. Okay, highlight, stop there. Okay, then we say, okay, if it is going to be big, then you stop there. Then you say, okay, we discuss it after this PPR meeting. So if you're the project leader, you already know your team. By the time, let's say this is a 1-year project, by the 12 months, you already know how is the team, how is the character, okay? Because that is part of leadership. Project leader, that is part of leadership. You must actually knowing people, okay? Know your people, know your team, okay? Who will get. And the other thing, this is another area that you must actually get the right people on your team. So this is where we say the knowledge, okay, skill and attitude comes in. Okay. There are some people, very good knowledge, very high skill, okay, but the attitude is very bad, you see. So if you have somebody with attitude problem, the leader, you have two problems. One is you managing the project, managing your team, and then one is you managing the attitude, people with attitude. All right. So one of the good example that I can remember is recently the football, Ronaldo was sit on the bench because of some of his attitude. All right. So you might have come across, I have come across people very professional, so-called professional, but the attitude is very bad. Okay. For the leader, the project leader, for you to set up your team, is not all the time you get to choose who you want in your organization, that you want this team, this team. Sometimes the team member is assigned to your project, to your project team. A member is actually assigned to it, but you have to find a way to it. So this is where the project, all these project management bodies or guidelines or the governing bodies today, they talk about leadership. Project manager must have good leadership. So if you are taking exams, there are also leadership questions in the project management exams. Because we say the timing when you want to do. So the emotional aspects of the event, fates, and event itself can be reduced to the technical aspect only. Projects fail a lot of time is the technical issues, but it is done by people. Okay, so it's people and this. Okay. So where can PPR you want to conduct? Okay, can be conducted nearly anywhere as long as the team has privacy. Okay, don't do it in the meeting corner, discussion area in your office, because everybody who are passing by, they will be actually looking at, hey, what are you all talking about? What is this PPR? Okay, there are people. So have some sort in a place or do it outside where nobody will actually interrupt your meeting. So PPR can take place and assign to the departure before all those things. And some of these PPR can be, if you're talking about construction project, you have a trailer, okay, site office, you can also do that. Okay, doesn't mean you have to wait until all the thing complete. Okay, project handover, project sign off, then only PPR to complete. When all the work has been completed, is ready to close, you can actually look at what has went wrong. And PPR can be only effective if all those events that happened or went wrong or didn't happen the way it's supposed to happen, then it should be recorded. So that's why documenting all this is actually very important. So today there are project management software. Okay. One of the challenges when doing daily report for people, for the project team, is recording it in the paper pencil format. Sometimes daily report miss one day, too busy, miss one day. Then next day, miss 1 day, becomes 2 days, then become 3 days, then become 4 days. After 4 days, what happened on the day 1? Vaguely remember, not fully. Okay. And then because you have to submit the daily report, then hantam only lah. You know what we say, hantam first. Okay, you got submit. So it's not actually you're looking at. So these are the things that we have to take care of. Be careful. Okay. Don't make it too formal. Okay. PPR make the standard. But if you have a PMO, the PMO will take all these and make it as part of the project life cycle. By the time you complete everything, PPR, put it in the checklist, one of the pending item. Okay. Certain things confidential. Okay. Advocate, demonstrate privacy, confidentiality, what happened in the PPR, who said what, stay within the PPR meeting. All right. One thing about this compared to the European Americans and we Asians is when whatever we said in the meeting, we argue in the meeting, any meetings, okay, not only project meetings. Sometimes, any meeting, sometimes there is some sort of a misunderstanding or some sort of somebody don't agree to it and things like that. They will carry that out throughout out of the meeting room. Okay. After the meeting, if you say you ask the person, hey, come just go and have a teh tarik. He say, no, I'm busy, I'm going. I got something on. Okay. Say they don't do that. So the leader's responsibility is to create. So although specific information may come out of the result of the PPR, details about what was said by the individual team should be kept confidential. Okay. So if not, then the next project they complete, you call for the PPR meeting, they won't attend. Okay, then after some time, it dies off. PPR is not. So you put it as one of the deliverable in the project. End of the project, there must be a PPR. And this PPR must be recorded. It must be accessible, okay, for the other project managers or the project sponsor who are going to start. So basically this 4'W that I talk about, what is the 4'W? What was planned, all right? What were the goals? Incident to the action plan, team incident goals, okay? All these other team goals, individual goals, additional unstated goals, okay? Not really mentioned, but stated, but based on the environment, knowing your end user, okay? These are not stated. Like if you say you're doing a project for Proton, then you should know this is an automobile industry, how you should. The same time, let's say you come and do a project in construction, okay? Construction, which contract are you following? Who is the end user? Okay, if you're doing a project for a big company, okay, they have their own standards. You must be also aware. So all these are not really stated. What are the barriers, okay, did we expected? Especially today, safety is very important, all right? And experience tells us, okay, what are the problems? What are the anticipated problems, which you all already done, okay? PPR answers the minimum. This is the 4'W I'm talking about, all right? So what really happened, all right? So discover the events through your team members. So leader must have good communication. Again, come back to communication, all right? And then must have some facilitation. Okay, use facilitation technique to have the team rebuild back, okay, recount, okay, help each others. And you can say some sort of a, what do you call, a brainstorming session. Okay, and what the team was unsure, but what we supposed to be doing, because instructions were not clear, documents not clear, it's not fully explained. Projects, sometimes we say drawings not clear, okay, many errors, or it did not do. Another things that happens in the project is amendments, changes comes in, okay, then one team gets what is actually they want, what is supposed to be there. Another team did not get it. All right. In the construction, sometimes this happens. Okay. Changes done. Main contractor got the drawings, but the subcontractor don't have. And we have subcontractors. Okay. The subcontractor, you'll be using the old drawing, and then you go there. If you are a project leader, if you have discovered it, okay, you will immediately remedy. The worst is the client, the end user comes and say, no, this one we already changed. It's no longer this way. You see, so this is another thing happen. Have to be careful. Listening, communications break down because listening. So listen carefully. All right. Examine your team's performance, compare it against the established standards, team effectiveness. All right. And recognize. Okay, recognize, be aware of the situation, always look at what are the options that you have, and always refer back to the risk analysis done. Look at your risk log and what are the action to be taken. If you don't take care of the risk, yes, project failure, and then you record down and then say why did not happen, because identified risk, we did not do anything. So identify the barriers, unanticipated barriers, okay, team related barriers, communication. So this one of the thing, communication barriers, perception, okay, sometimes the understanding of this, your team member is different, and also stress, fatigue, exhaustions, okay, and attitude. So all these things you have to take care. So always discuss all the non-textbook. Don't always keep it to the textbook. This is how it's supposed to be done, and this is how we have been doing this for so many years. All right. Always see what can we do better. All right. So the team or the command both use not using the standard operating procedure. So in the beginning, you have to spend time. Okay. The Japanese say projects 80% preparation, 20% execution. So if you build a strong foundation, okay, and all the thing can happen. And look at why it did not happen. Why did it happen this way? Okay. So we say find the root cause. So project leader, okay, you must, that's why today project leaders are becoming more and more challenges. Okay, you must have some problem solving, leadership must have problem solving skills, communication skills, finding the root cause, why it happened. Okay, a leader, you should attempt to keep this balance in perspective by providing the emphasis that you have an opportunity to teach your team. Okay, so this is leadership, project manager, project leader, leadership. Okay, you need to allocate some time to share knowledge, teach your team. Otherwise, your team will be going out and making the same thing. So successes is often much easier to determine the cause of the failure, okay, for a success, and the natural tendency, concentrate what was wrong. The first thing when you ask people, okay, ask what happened, people always start with what went wrong. So like we say, how many times you go out, okay, to walk at the project site or walking through the project, you want to look at what people did right, where you want to praise them. Most of the time, we want to go out and catch what people do wrong. You see, so team successful effectiveness is actually an important, okay, as discussion failures. So as these are the actions, behaviors that you're trying to, the good things must be captured and used for the future. All right. So how do you do that? Take time to discuss, okay, success situation was sized up correctly, potential danger, a maneuver or action was executed, changes, something go wrong. The other thing that you must do is this during the project is actually must take action. Okay, if sometimes action is late, then it's already too damage done. So same thing, PPR must be conducted immediately after the project so that if you are a big organization running 10 projects at the same time, then you must relate this to the next project, highlight this. So you will need one PMO, project management office. Okay, it's not a prime minister office. Okay, you need one PMO, all right, so that they will capture and then immediately relate, share this information. And today, sharing information, all those things can be made very simple. Okay, and what are the things? Focusing on what went right. This is the most important thing. Okay. All right. So the failures is already. So this is an important one. What can we do better? Okay. Once you have identified the root causes of the what went wrong, okay, and then you actually want to, excuse me, look at what can we do better, how can we improve, what other things can be avoided, okay, what should be avoided, okay, what we want to do more, what should be encouraged to do. So do this. Team goals or objectives for improvement should be incorporated into the next planning session. So there are many, like I say, many governing bodies, okay, PMI Prince 2. One of the things Prince 2 is you don't start a project without looking at the next, without looking at the lesson learned of the last project. Okay, so this PPR and all those things captured, all right, how you going to document it, how you going to keep it, how people going to assess it. So there are people put everything in the server. They say you go and check everything is in the server, but how many people actually go and look at the open and see that report? Okay, end of the project report. All right. Okay, the benefits of PPR. Okay, the sum of it. So this one, team member acquire more complete knowledge of the both technical and human factors. Okay, what they are confronted with. Team members obtain high level of experience because their behavior actions are constantly being evaluated for quality. Team members be more adept to the situation setting, look at the realistic achievable performance goal, and team member gain confidence in both themselves and teammates. Okay, whenever the person that your team member has said something good, praise them. Okay, praise them. Okay, and here I think today there's people from different industry and certain projects. We have the what we call is the toolbox meeting. Okay, or if you're talking about IT project, is the sprint. All right, stand-up meeting or 5-minute meeting. Always the leader start with thank you. Thank you for your support. The project has reached this. Okay, so the team members feel good. Right, through discussion, team members develop a common perspective. Okay, and what are the problems encountered? These are all shared. Okay, one of the successful team that when you talk about team is football teams. All right, so practice makes it perfect. First meeting, PPR meeting, you review, you conduct may not be perfect. Okay, and people will be actually blaming, shooting it at each other. After if you are the leader, then you are the one conducting the meeting, then you learn. Okay, so don't be say, oh yeah, this one last minute, this last meeting, this one happened. Oh, don't have PPR. Okay, a lot of things. Okay, so do not expect PPR serious failure unless your team had practiced talking about both technical, human factors, everything. Okay, some people, sometimes team members are not happy with the allowances, overtime, and all those things. That's all not to be discussed in PPR. Why they discuss all these things in the PPR or the project review or the lesson learned meeting is sometimes that's the only meeting after the project. Okay, so they say this is my opportunity, I want to voice up. All right, so this is my last. Again, I say practice make you perfect. Nobody is perfect. Okay, so you have to continue practice and practice and practice. Learn from the last PPR, what happened, what should be improved. So the 4'W, okay, what actually was planned, okay, what's supposed to happen, what really happened, and what can we do better. That's the continuous improvement. All right, that's all from me for today. All right, I'm just on time. Sean?
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Chandran, for the sharing and for also all of the advice that you've given us during this webinar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you watching, we're now going to give you the opportunity now to ask any questions you have to Dr. Chandran. I'm sure that some of you may have some questions about perhaps some of the projects that you're currently managing or are part of. And if you have any questions, please type them in the comment section and tag them with hashtag IK Academy. So I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes to get their questions in. And after that, I'm going to ask Dr. Chandran after collecting all the questions from the floor. And we're going to see what are some of the responses and some of the advice that Dr. Chandran can give all of you. So just a couple of minutes, and Dr. Chandran, just going to wait for some of the questions from the viewers, if that's okay.
All right.
So ladies and gentlemen, do not be shy. We definitely encourage all the questions for this Q&A session. We have IK crew members standing by to go ahead and get your questions for our speaker here today. So Dr. Chandran, while we're waiting for some more of the questions to come in from the audience, I've got a question for you. Who should be attending the post-project review meeting and evaluation?
Who mean the project team, people who have implemented the project. Okay, the PPR should be led by the project manager, okay, who has all the information. All right, so all the people can who have the project, basically the project team, whoever, or we can say the project management team. Okay, you don't have to bring all the people. Okay, so these are the people who are actually in charge of certain areas in the project. So these are the people who should attend.
I see. Okay. Right. Excellent. Yes. I've got another question here. Is there any difference if we conduct a post-project review for construction projects and IT or general projects? Is there any big differences?
Basically, no. You see, project management itself is industry neutral. Okay, when you talk about project management, but there are some different methods. Agile have different methods. Projects in oil and gas has different. Okay, they are different. All right. So whoever it is, we actually want to look at these four. What was planned? What really happened? Why did it happen? And what can we do better? It doesn't matter what project, it still can happen. All right. So construction projects, they have all these standards for handover, QC, and things like that. Every industry they have. All right. So you just have to follow that. That's
okay. All. So what you shared with us today can be applicable to a vast variety of industries, not just, specific to a few industries. So that's very helpful.
Yes. Okay. I want to say this. You have any questions?
Yeah, no, go ahead, Dr. Chandran.
Right. Yeah. You see, the theory, where this PPR come from, this one goes back to 1970s during the Vietnam War. Okay, this is taken actually from AAR. The Americans, when they were losing the battles, okay, in Vietnam, they start to think, and then they call it AAR, After Action Review. Okay, and they have conducted those. They say, okay, why we lost this? What happened? All right. So it started from there. The other thing that you can see is, if you have observed, whenever there is a fire, a building on fire, all the firemen, our bomber, is actually fighting fire. But it's not, they don't do that all the time. That you can see one fireman is actually with a video camera. Okay, he'll be taking video. So some people say, what this fella taking video, go and fight the fire. Okay, but even though it is the situation is that somebody have to take this video. So they will go back and then they review what happened, what improvement can we do. All right, so it's the same thing. So the organizations, whether it is project or strategy or what, somebody have to be the video cameraman. Right.
That's excellent. Thank you for that, Dr. Chandran. I have just one more question for you. Do you have any further tips for an organization, say a manager, to conduct a successful post-project review as a way to continuously improve their organization? So as a way of, continuous improvement.
You do it immediately after the project. Okay, you don't have to wait until the project handover. Okay, it's not handover yet, or it is not done or not close. You can do it. If you say the project is, say, some of projects are big, some of our mega projects goes 3 years. So you don't wait until the 3 years the project end. Phase by phase, you can also do a PPR. Okay, what has gone, what has not happened the way we planned. So when you go to the next part or the next year, you can already improve. Don't have to say, oh, last year it happened. Let's say you have the project is doing 5 blocks of building. Don't have to say all the 5 blocks complete, then you do a PPR. You can do after the first block, then the second block can be improved. After the second block, the third block can be improved. So this is the continuous improvement. You don't have to wait until the time, because sometimes when you say wait too long, things are already forgotten. And there are times people, especially this paper pencil taking report, I had this problem before, that my team member, I cannot read what he written there, the handwriting, and call the person and say, what is this? He look, don't know. You see, so if some of you all remember, there were many it's a court case in the High Court. The judge say, if you cannot read your own handwriting, who do you expect to read? You see, so that's the same thing. So all these things have to be checked there and there. So don't have to wait until the project end is too long, things forgotten. Then the PPR meeting is done because it is part of the procedure. Okay. PPR meeting done. But what is the outcome? What can we do better? Where it is captured? What are we going to do? Don't know, something. So then no more. After some time, no more PPR already. All right.
So thank you very much, Dr. Chandran. So the timing after the project is done is very important, while the memories and the issues are still fresh with all the stakeholders involved. And that was an excellent answer. Thank you very much.
One more tip. If you have a project sponsor or the project owner, the project the director, project director, don't go and call the CEO unless it is a very big project. The CEO wants to know. Okay, he wants to sit in. Ask them to sit in so that they can know, and they, with their experience and all those things, they can actually give some inputs to how to do it better. Sometimes they say the budget, operational budget was not enough. Okay, so let the top person, the top management, hear it for himself. Okay, that's another thing that you can actually do.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Yes. So I believe we've come to an end to our session today, but I'd like to give this opportunity to Dr. Chandran. Dr. Chandran, do you have any last piece of advice or a professional tip that you can give to the audience, something that we can really help improve their PPR experience overall?
Okay, see, PPR is actually, you do is project. Okay, to do the project, is what I have learned over all these years. Most of my life, I work with Japanese. To do the project successfully, you must really understand the project. It is very challenging because today the companies, okay, project managers don't handle one project at a time. Some organizations, you're actually handling 2 or 3 projects. Some project managers, okay. So you don't really have to spend the time. So the thing is, you have to do the project foundation, okay, project foundation. So the foundation helps you to keep the project. So let me share this. Do I still have time? Enough time?
Yeah, yeah, sure. We'd love to see what you have to share with us, Dr. Chandran. That's okay. If you
Okay.
have something final to share with us, that would be good.
I actually normally start my project management training with this slide. Okay, let me put it here. Oh, I need to share the other file. Screen share. Screen share. All right. When you start the project, okay, we say you initiate the project, your project initiation. Then you will go into your stakeholder management, stakeholder analysis. Okay. Then you will go into the scope. Identify the scope, because since the stakeholder analysis all already done, initiation already done. After initiation, you do your WBS, work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure actually talking about all the deliverables. Okay. So the deliverables all identified. If IT project, we do SRS. Okay. We don't call it WBS or actually do WBS. Then you come up with a quality management plan. Okay. After doing the quality management plan, you do your risk analysis. Okay. You do your risk analysis, then come up with the risk management, okay, response plan. Then do your estimation for your time and costs. Then you do your schedule. Identify CPM, critical path method. What are the critical activities? Then you do your resource planning, do your project, you execute your project, manage and control changes. If you have done your WBS, the deliverables is done properly, you can minimize the changes. Agile changes can happen throughout, but you cannot do that in construction or an engineering project, because these are physical things that you cannot go and hack and then change it again. So minimize changes. Monitoring and control. A lot of projects fail during execution, and projects fail at execution also because not monitored properly. Okay. Then you do your project closure, you do your is what you call a celebration. 2 important things here: the leadership and the project team. This will support. So this is the tower. It's like a tower. If you want to put weight on top, this bottom foundation must be strong. All right. So celebrate and all those things. Okay. Scope. Then you go to WBS here. Moving from here, sometimes then you move to, sometimes you have to come back. Doing your WBS, you have to come back, look at scope, because scope not clear. It's very vague. In the risk, it's the same thing. Sometimes you do your WBS, you have to come back, do risk, start your risk analysis, down. Oh, this one not so clear, not identified. Sometimes risk, you have to come back all the way to the scope. Very high risk. Okay. The plan, find a different methodology. Okay. So this whole thing, okay, is we call the planning. All right. So if you follow some of these, you may have your own step of how you do this, but always remember the foundation must be strong. Okay. Then the top execution will go smooth. So the 80% planning and the 20% execution. That's the main thing that actually I believe in that. I've experienced it, okay, and it has worked for me. Okay,
Thank
Sean,
you
that's
very
all.
much. Thank you very much, Dr. Chandran. It's very good to see the full comprehensive view visually like that, to see all the different steps of, basically before you get to the celebration up the top, you have to do a lot of work down below.
Yes,
By looks
yes.
of it. So, Dr. Chandran, I'd like to thank you for your presentation today and sharing with us all of your experiences. I believe all our viewers today has all gained knowledge from your presentation. And I hope that all of you watching today and joining us will be able to apply some of the tips and advice that Dr. Chandran has shared with all of us today. Now, just some quick announcements and a favor from all of you that have been watching us. We'd love if you could leave some comments or thank you note on our Facebook page, LinkedIn page, and YouTube channel. Just say thank you, or if you enjoyed Dr. Chandran's presentation today, we would definitely love to hear from all of you, and we would be delighted to see your support on our social media portals. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We have come to the end of our webinar. We'd also love for all of you to follow our social media presence, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And once again, don't forget, iClub by IK, our new and fantastic Facebook community page. Get all the latest news and updates from us, including the webinar series that we've just hosted today. And also, please check your email for a thank you and also the link and barcode to retrieve your e-certificate. You'll need to claim this within 3 days. So don't forget, if you've registered yourself and signed up via Eventbrite, you'll receive an email with the barcode for you to retrieve your e-certificate. We hope to see you again. And that's it from me, Sean from IK Academy. I'm signing out. And once again, thank you to Dr. Chandran. Bye, everyone.
Right. Thank you. Bye.